It's Dealin Hope on Monday nights, right? It's been a phenomenal time on Monday evenings. Trust that you have been getting some awesome things out of it. For those who have been able to jump in and join in live, that's been an awesome deal to have you in here with us. Those that's been able to catch the playback, that's been able to jump in and decide to connect and watch and gain from what's going on. We're so thrilled that you would participate, be a part of what's happening. We are just loving doing Dealin Hope on Monday night. Thanks for jumping in and being a part of this. We love all the hearts and the thumbs that you can hit tonight, because this is going to be a significant night. It's going to be a very powerful time to look at some things tonight that you are going to experience some change when you get a hold of this. It's going to be awesome. So maybe share this. Go tag some people, invite some people, get them in here while we're in this and it's going on, right? So many new friends jumping in. So good to see you, Lori. Thanks, Rick, for jumping in. Jason, good to see you, man. Appreciate you jumping in and getting them connected in here. I want as many as possible to gain from this tonight. I'm very excited. I'm trying not to be over pumped. I don't want to just come blasting through the screen, but I'm a little bit amped up. You might be able to tell. Trust you are as well. Thanks for the hearts and thumbs. Appreciate it, because tonight I'm wanting to talk to us about really something I began to discover in the late 1990s, clear back then, right back in the old days when actually I was still a teenager and just turning 20. I was youth pastoring back at that time in a local church near us, and man, I had an amazing leader who came from out of town and sit down and begin to unlock and begin to show me what it means to live from this hope hack. And tonight I want to share this with you, because it's been something that's guided my journey for the last, at this point, 20 plus years. It's been a part of the decisions I've made all along the way, from marriage to where we live, to what opportunities we take, what opportunities we turn down, what things guide us, what things we don't go for, what things we do go for. Every decision, every major decision that we've had to make in life, tonight I'm going to share with you the principle behind what has guided us along the way. And not everything has went perfectly smooth, and not everything has worked out just the way we thought it would, just like the rest of you, right? But the reality is we have been able to zero in and laser in on the reality of who we are, and out of that, it's been a guiding force that's led us into the place where we are able to live fully alive regardless of circumstances. Yeah, right? You actually can live fully alive regardless of circumstances or situations when you're able to embrace and live this hope hack that I'm going to give you tonight. You know, there's all kinds of people talking about hacks on all kinds of different things in life, from business to finance to leadership to technology to parenting hacks, right? All kinds of kitchen hacks and cooking hacks, all kinds of things that we're discovering to make life simpler, easier, and to live a better capacity of life. And so, man, there really isn't anything that gives you a better hack in life than when we embrace the present reality of hope and get our mind adjusted to this thing, get our mind wrapped around present reality thinking. That's when we're able to live our fullest future potential right now. We're not those who are just waiting. We're not just wishing, because hope is not a wish. Check this out. I wrote this on a Facebook post a year ago, and it came back up in my memories. Maybe it was 2 years ago in 2016, right? That was 2, right? I got to count right. 2016, I posted this on Facebook. It came back up in memories the other day, and it re-stirred me again. And I had posted that hope is not a wish. Hope is the authority over the deception that things won't get better. Boom. Did you get that? Hope isn't a wish, it's not a want, and if we continue to utilize the term hope and the understanding of hope and connect it to the place of a want or a wish, we continue to live from the place of without instead of what we see scripturally and biblically that tells us that we have this hope. And so hope is something about what we have, not about something that we want or that we wish, which is unfortunately the majority of the way that we use the terminology of hope. When we say we're hoping for something, we're talking about something that we want or desire or wish, which means it's something that we don't have. And the reality is that something much lower than what biblical hope really is. And in my book, Hope Equals Bold, we really get into that to help our mindsets get around the understanding that hope is a reality. It's not a want. It's not a wish. It's not just a good feeling or a positive feeling. It's not just optimism, though hope creates optimism. Hope creates good feelings. Hope creates positive thinking. Hope is a driving force. It's not something that you have to stir up or come up with. If we're left to be the ones that create hope, we're all in a lot of trouble, right? That's a roller coaster ride, because I don't know about you, but one day I might be optimistic, the next day I'm not. One day I might be thinking positive, the next day I might not. And so if hope isn't something more solid than my emotional capacity to think well, man, we're not going to do so well in that fact. But hope actually becomes a reality that shapes our mindset, that allows us to move in the boldness of who we are. Because we have this hope, so we're very bold. And so with this, tonight we're going to talk about an important hope hack for you to get your life wrapped around and get moving with. If you're not already, we want to affirm the way you may already be going, or help give you a significant key for who you are to unlock the greatness that is within you, because we believe every heart can live fully alive, and hope is the best atmosphere for that to happen. So we've created a culture of hope for you to elevate your capacity to thrive. And tonight, this hope hack is definitely going to elevate your capacity to thrive. So maybe if you want, I don't know if you can either, you might want to take a few notes on this, or you might want to actually type these points in the comments as I share them. That way they're in record in here for you to be able to look back at or take notes on later, or to study through or share with others, because I'm going to give you some key things tonight. Again, something I discovered when I was in my late teens and or early 20s that has guided me along the way in my life, that I've continued to grow in understanding, as well as coach others to be able to come into understanding this and seeing this for their lives, that has in return allowed them to advance in significant ways and stay on track. And I think I'll start by saying it this way. I don't want to say unfortunately, but for the most part, we have a lot of people that would encourage us to follow our passion. Most people would maybe even ask, what's your passion? What is it you're passionate about? That becomes a pretty common question when you're wanting to get to know somebody, or just meet someone, or valuing somebody and who they are and what they're doing. We oftentimes ask, what's your passion? Or we oftentimes think of to ourselves, what's my passion? I want to fulfill my passion. I want to discover my passion. I want to do my passion. And yes, those things are that's certainly important. But here's what I want you to see. This is a hack. This is a key point for you to get a hold of, is that passion should not be the core. Passion should be the result of the core. What I mean by that is passion should be the result, not the starting point. Let me take that a little bit further. You shouldn't follow your passion. Your passions should follow you. So here's what I'm getting at. There is something that's deeper than your passion. There's actually something that ignites your passion. There's actually something that stirs or even creates your passion. And that is answering the question of why. See, usually passion deals with what? Passion is what you want to do, or what you want to see, or what you're thinking about, or what your focus is on, or what your intentions are, or what your desires are. Your passions are attached to what? And I want to say to us that this hack that we can get into to make life go in a fuller and more thriving way is that each of us becomes centered on our why. See, I've titled tonight is When Why is How. So you can get your what. The reality is passion usually lets us down somewhere along the way. And if you've lived long enough and went after things long enough and pursued things long enough, you actually begin to discover that your passions change over time. And what you're passionate about now might not be what you were passionate about earlier. And it might not be what you're passionate about later on. But we're so trained that we've got to find our passion and do our passion. Well, what happens when you're 5 years down the road on something that you thought was your passion and maybe was your passion, but now all of a sudden your passion is another direction? That wasn't good, and so it becomes this just constant cross-wiring and confusion of not being able to sort out what I'm really all about because we're not asking the right question. You can't get the right answer unless you're asking the right question, and the right question that we need to be asking is not what's our passion, but it's what is our why. It's actually the question of why that every heart is looking to have answered. It's actually the core of what even everybody is really after. If you really pay attention to this, not very many people are as interested in what or how as much as they're interested in why. And the reality of that is when even when someone tries to share things with you, maybe it's a part of their business, maybe it's a new book, or maybe it's a new movie, or a great food, or a nice vacation, or whatever it is that someone is sharing with you, you know how it is. Your heart is really more connected and more stirred when you hear about why they're telling you about that, or why they think this about it, or why they're doing it, not just the what. Not just, well, it was great and this was that and you can get this and you can get that. But when we hear when we get to hear the why that's behind what is being shared with us, our hearts are drawn to it and attached to it. That's what every good story and every good movie is really drawing on. It's tapping in to answering and drawing out the why within you. And so when you're a leader and when you're someone in business and you're an entrepreneur and you're someone going after significant things in life, the reality is your desire shouldn't be to figure out your passion. Your desire and your effort should be to discover your why. Discover the reason. Discover the point. Discover the purpose, if you will. It is out of that, right, Jason? Apple uses why all the time. That's the whole point of why they're so successful when there might even be other better products out there, right? But the reality is they communicate from the why, and that's what allows people to attach to that. And that's what we're really looking for in understanding this hope hack is that discovering your why is what will allow your life to flourish at another level. Because passions will be up and down and all over the place. Passions will be here one day and over here the next day, and somewhere down the road you're going to have a different passion for this. But the reality is when you settle in the discovery of your why, it actually becomes the fueling point or the ignition for your passion. And even when passions change, in other words, your interest, your desire, or your opportunities change, the reality is that you are settled in the purpose of your why, so you can then pursue multiple passions or other passions or new passions as long as it's attached to your why. As long as it is the stem, the outworking, the outflow of your why, you get to be connected even perhaps to multiple passions and not sit around confused or struggle or look at where you feel like, well, I had a passion here one day and now a passion over here the next day. And then we start making all kinds of decisions based off our passion, which is a feeling that we have, when we actually need to be those that are making decisions based off of our why, based off of our purpose. So tonight I'm going to ask maybe a couple questions or make a few statements to say it like this. Why, our core why, our central why is our main motivator. It is what drives us. In other words, it is what produces passion. That's why passion should be following you, not you just following your passion. So the reality is that when you discover your central why, it is the main motivator in you. It's often said this way: when you discover your central why, as you begin to share it or communicate it or think about it about any moment, it's almost always going to begin to push in on your heart in a way that, man, a lot of people can't even hold tears back in that moment, because it's something that's so gripped in the core of you. It's so in the depth of you. It's so the reason that you stay up later than you should at times, and it's why you get up earlier because it's already flaring inside of you. It's why you do the hard things that you've got to do. It's why you make the tough choices that you make. It's why you go with the determination that you have to go with. It's why you put yourself what you need to put yourself through to get there, because there's a why on the inside of you that you can't let go of. It's a motivation within you that you can't seem to let go of no matter what comes your way. Fall down as many times as you've got to fall down, but you keep getting back up because a why within you is driving and motivating you. It's actually igniting the passion to get back up. It's igniting the passion to go for it. It's igniting a boldness because it's actually a present reality, not something that you're trying to get to. It's actually something you already have, and we're in the process of discovering and becoming aware of this. And it's the reality that we have a settled place designed by Father as a son and a daughter to move into the strength and the boldness and the beauty of who we really are. And that is unlocked in the discovery of our why, the central why. The why is how. And so maybe write this down, right? Thanks for these thumbs and hearts. You guys are drilling it out there. Why is what the heart wants. Again, I already said this. Why is what the heart wants instead of the what. Passion answers the question of what. Passion is what you're going to go do because you've got a discovery of your why. So these are some pretty key things to get in place. Why is what you have when you get into, why is what you have to get to in order to live fully alive. See, again, our why, our central why is that we are driven to see every heart live fully alive, and a culture of hope is going to elevate your capacity to thrive. And that is the motivation behind. It's what is unlocking us in living fully alive. It's how we're doing what we do. It's why we get up to do what we do. It's why we go over the hurdles we have to go through. It's why we go over the barriers we have to go through. It's why we push past our fears. It's why we kick fear in the face and why we move beyond that which wants to hold us down. It's why we go for healing and health and wholeness in areas of pain and discomfort and anxiety and depression. It's why we are going after what we're going after, because we have discovered that walking and living in our central why is how we live fully alive. So maybe just a couple more of these. You guys maybe hopefully are writing these down or putting them in the comments. Why answers our deepest questions. To discover your why begins to answer the deepest questions of the human soul. It's why so many are following passions of all sorts, trying to find an answer to the why, trying to discover what seems like this missing component. It's not actually missing. It's actually there. And when people like you and I become those who discover how to unlock the why within us, we get to be the solution to those who are trapped in the bondage of simply pursuing multiple passions, trying to fill this place that feels empty, but actually has a why that's just dormant and not made aware of, or not validated, or not valued or respected or honored, or not given permission for. And you and I become those that give permission. You and I begin to be those that give validation, give respect, give honor to that which is in the core of each person, so that they begin to step into that with a boldness and a reality that they value and they count and they matter, and the why that's within them is necessary for that which is around them to move to a brighter future. So you and I begin to be that solution when we begin to be those that understand how to do this hope hack in our own lives and live it out boldly in front of others, so that they begin to discover, and you can become an agent of helping them discover and become aware of their why. And all of a sudden, that needle or that bottle or that computer screen or that job working 80 hours a week or trying to find some level of notoriety and fame, all of a sudden that stuff just begins to fade. The passions are no longer there to that. See, passions can change all the time, but your central why doesn't change. It's actually the gift that's been given to you, and we're told that Father does not relent or repent on his giftings. That gift is what's already there in the core of who you are. Maybe we'll just end with this tonight as we look at this one. Why leads you, answering your central why leads you to your greatest discovery. Whoa, it leads you to the place of your greatest discoveries. You begin to awaken and find like new frontiers that have not been walked in yet. It's like getting to walk in that fresh blanket of snow that no one else has got to walk in, right? That clear, clean path that's in front of you. You get to discover things that have not yet been discovered because you are the only one carrying that reality. You are the only one carrying that understanding. You're the only one carrying that vision, that concept, that gift, that grace, that you're the only one carrying that peace that the world needs, and that which is around you is desperate and hungry for. You are the one that is carrying what needs to be unlocked and unpacked in life. That's why you and I have to be those who discover our central why and begin to live out. Thanks, Lori. Our central why, not denial. That's right. That's good. Listen, guys, it's just on fire tonight. This is a hope hack that we've got to get into. You and I, we might know a lot about our passion. We might even know a lot about our vision. We might even know a lot about our dreams or the things that we want to do. But do we know our why? And until we know that, our vision never really makes sense. Our dreams can't seem to figure out how to get done. And our passions end up all over the place. And we end up confused as can be, trying to sort out, well, I thought I wanted to do this. No, wait, I want to do that. No, wait, I thought I wanted to do this. No, I wanted to do that. But next thing you know, most of life has been used up. But the reality is, when you discover your central why, you're going to come in to your greatest discoveries, and getting to live that out and walk that out boldly in front of you is the key to living fully alive. Lori, yeah, the perfect question, right? How do you find your why? That's not going to be on tonight's tonight, but we're going to do more of that. I'm actually just beginning to set up personal coaching opportunities to help those who would want to discover your why. I've walked with many through helping them through the process of discovering their why, and we're stepping into another part of what a hope culture and what the culture of hope's going to do, and helping others discover their why. Hey Tim, good to see you, man. So that we become a culture of hope, so that you become a culture of hope, elevating others to thrive. So we'll keep you posted on how we're going to make that available and how that can work out and walk out for you. Sorry about that. I had a calendar date just pop up. I got a phone call coming up in a few minutes, and I guess I clicked over on that, so apologize for that. But anyway, so thanks for tonight. Sorry, I don't mean to get awkward at the end. I got distracted there. But the reality is that it is what you and I begin to move into is when, why is the how. Yeah, Aaron, that's exactly right. Personal purpose coaching. We're going to discover why. So if that would be of interest to you, leave a comment below and we'll figure out how we can set up scenarios to start walking in places of coaching. We're working on all kinds of new ways of training. Online, bold leadership training is coming online. It's going to be amazing. You'll want to be a part of that group because we are going to walk through identity and mindset and 15 essentials to bold leadership. No one's going to want to miss that. And so we'll keep you posted on that. We've got we've got a lot. I don't want to roll it all out tonight. Sorry, just giving you some teasers of what's coming in the pipeline as a culture of hope is rolling out in an expanded and an accelerated rate so that we elevate your capacity to thrive. So tonight, tag some people that need to hear this. Share this with some people that need to discover their why. Many, no matter what age, those in their 20s, those that are even in their teens. Imagine teenagers beginning to discover their central why. What they would be able to get even in the right kind of course for colleges, right? And careers, etc. Those in college, those in their 20s, discovering their central why. Those that are still even in their 50s, 60s, 70s, some are even retired, still needing to discover their why because they're not done yet. They can't go sitting back, sipping tea in a rocking chair, just waiting for it to get over. They've got their best days yet to go. So we've got to get their why discovered so they can live fully alive. So anyways, get some people tagged in here. Get this moving around everywhere. Thanks tonight, guys, for jumping in here. Check out the videos that I've got going on my wall. I'm posting live every day to help continue to elevate your capacity to thrive. So get in there, get on the page, scroll through the videos. They're pretty short. They're not this kind of long, so you can jump in there quick and grab those, share them, pass them around. It was great to be with you guys tonight. I'm just totally fired up and totally encouraged that you would take some time and get in here while we're dealing hope all over the place. Go to We Are the Hopeful Facebook page and hit like on there if you're not already in there. WeAreTheHopeful.com. You can get my book, Hope Equals Bold. You can share that around with others. We've got people buying them in bulk. So we can also set up some bulk rates for you if you want to buy mass quantities or just a large quantity of those and get those out. They're making a significant difference. I wrote the book on purpose to be easy to go through on a daily basis so that you can so that your mindset can grow and shift and be molded in a culture of hope so that you can live bold. So make sure to get that book if you haven't. Help others get it. And let's keep rolling together, guys. It was great to be with you tonight. It's good to see everyone. We'll talk to you later.